What's up, Swing Trader Snacks here. We're going to go through and do our watch list for September 22nd, 2025. Let's do a quick look at market breadth here, and SPY still hanging out around highs. I'm still sort of expecting a pullback, right? I'm starting to feel like maybe we won't get it. What I mean, a deep retracement, like a retest of the 50, which we haven't been able to get for 6 months. And I was wondering if maybe they would leverage that news event last week, the Fed rate cut cycle, the beginning of it. I was wondering if they would leverage that as a sell the news event. But, you know, so far they've not been able to even get a dip off of it, right? We had this little dip as Powell was speaking, but that got bought right up, you know, same day, intraday, minutes after whatever it was that he said that made it roll for a bit. It immediately got bought up, and guys, we're right back on the trend and pushing the highs. Looks like a little bit of a soft open, but nothing to worry about, right? And guys, as long as we're holding up above this 50, absolutely no concern. I would find that to be healthy if we did come down and test it. You know, if we breach the 50, then we're going to need to really eyeball where we do find strength. But guys, if we do get a pullback, we just want to look and see where do they step in, what level do they defend, and push us back onto trend. And that would really be a healthy thing that would very likely have the majority of our focus list triggering on RRR. So we're not afraid of it. We're not going to over position before it, because I do feel that a pullback frankly is necessary. Okay, just get us reset. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I would love to see us reset, get some of the exuberance out of the market, right? Just give us a bit of a pullback, right? Find some strength and then push back over the short term. Let's jump in and take a look at some of the RRRs that we've got. So we want a strong company in a trend backed by growing fundamentals, and we like to see it retrace, react at around our level, and remount the short term. We're getting another look at that here on FUTU, also testing the prior all-time high level, putting in a bit of a cup and handle. Got a couple things happening here. So look, we're getting the reaction off the 50. A remount of the 9 is quite attractive for me here on FUTU. CELH has a similar look, not so much with the all-time high test, right? We're quite a ways away from that. But just, you know, retracement reaction at around our level, perfectly testing the 50. If we can continue to hold and align it with some strength in the market, then back over the 9 here on Celsius is very attractive. CEG is worth watching. The sector is hot. Okay, think Oklo. Look guys, we're back over the 50 and we're hanging out basing just below all-time highs. This has a bit of a look. I think through this range, the 335 area is worth a shot. HLT is another one that I'm looking for a bit of a shake and go setup here. Back over the 50 I think is worth a chance to test an all-time high breakout. This guy's been pretty strong, but sort of starting to go sideways here. We'll see if it can get some legs over the 50. Big volume coming in there on Friday. DraftKings, DKNG is another one. This is one that we are looking for a box breakout in, and I'm okay with anticipating a quarter, maybe half size, probably quarter size back over the 50 here. And what we want is it to break out of the box, come back, retest it, show strength at that level, and then go up to full size and ride a bit of that box breakout pattern, which typically you do see the price range repeat. That's why this bar is here, and it is the size of our box. Typically, we'll see that repeat to the upside. Go look at the leaders and see how often that happens. Boot camp, we are actually covering that today, and I'm very excited. I have a hell of a list of examples to show you, some of which we have played recently. Pay is one. This is an IPO cycle that we're looking at. Same sort of idea, right? It's putting in an IPO cycle and maybe looking to anticipate with quarter to half size, get ourselves in there, right? Anticipating the breakout, and then we would look for it to break out, come back, retest, show, and hold strength, and then same deal. Look, we're looking for the price range of the IPO cycle to the upside. AMD, retracement reaction at around our level, remount of the 50 on AMD, you got to swing that bat, okay? You just have to swing that bat. And PRM has a look to it as well. Tried to trigger on Friday for us, pretty big volume. I noticed a lot of big volume on our leaders here on Friday. Is this an IPO cycle? There's an IPO cycle that we just talked about. Oh my God, look at how perfect this is. IPO cycle, breaks out, pulls back, retests. All right. You know, if you want more of an explanation and more examples, consider joining my boot camp, where for 60 days I lean over your shoulder and teach you the 6 models that had me up over 100 and now 88% is what it looks we're opening at. It was 190 last week. We had a bit of a pullback, right? 188% is still quite significant, of course, but we're certainly looking to get over 200% account gain on the year, tripling the count here in 2025. And I lean over your shoulder and teach you all 6 basics of my models. But not only that, I also teach you proper risk management. We build a risk profile. You submit that to me day 2 of boot camp, and I teach you proper risk management so that you're not only making money, but you're keeping it and compounding it over time. And EME is another one here, finishing up our watch list. Got a decent look to it, right? Sort of going sideways, more of a range break, you know, which isn't something I like to take a lot, but the volume is what was very noticeable for me here. I would like to see if we can get a continuation or break out of this range. I think it may have legs. I will say as well though, guys, a lot of times for range breaks for me, I like to let it break out and come back and retest. I don't like to buy breakouts anymore. I just got shook so many times back when I was a breakout trader. It was just frustrating, and I could never get my R to align because, you know, I wasn't winning enough that I felt like I had to take winners, right? And I was taking profits too early on my winners. It was, you know, not when I was in the best risk management part of my trading career. But anyways, breakouts just aren't my thing anymore, right? I just so many times got shaken out that it's even one of my 5 models. It's the shake and go, right? It'll break out, shake everyone, and then actually go. I love to see that. You kind of have one here, right? Where it broke out, shook everyone out. I mean, this is the example, right? This is why I don't frickin' trade breakouts anymore, right? It's just, God, I can't tell you how many times I see false breakouts and just shakeouts. So what I would like to see here, guys, is a bit of a breakout and then a retest of that area. Hold it this time, okay? Not break down through, but hold it this time and show strength off of it. And I would like that a lot more than buying this breakout. But the volume is what got this on my list here today. Amazon is something that I am watching here. I will probably play AMZN, okay, which is the 2X ETF. Gives you a bit of leverage, but you know, I think clearing this range is a good look. And if we can get a strong market, or the other thing I'm looking for is a weak day or two in the market, a sell-off that gets us to pull back down at or around the 200, and a reaction off of that and a remount of our moving averages here on Amazon would get me back in. But if we just happen to rip and we clear this range here, then what I would look for is, you can probably guess, is a break and retest, show strength at that zone. I would buy that, okay, and look to clear recent highs and test all-time highs. That would be the trade. That is the trade idea that I will be taking on Amazon when it sets up. And Netflix is the last one I've got here on the list for today. Hanging out around our moving averages, going sideways. I think clearing this range is worth a shot. And then you've got 2 different targets up above. You've got this one here and another up at all-time highs could be your TP levels. But yeah, I think clearing this range right here, the 220, the 1233 area is a good look to it, good volume coming in there. And then also if we do take a dip, if we take another dip here on Amazon, I think the next time over the 50 is a green light here to again attack the recent highs to the left. Guys, that's the list, and we're not going to over position until we get a pullback in the market, okay? It is what it is. I'm waiting for it. If we just continue to slowly trend higher, then, you know, I may have to take more positions. But, you know, I'm certainly not going into a risk profile A where I put on 5 to 6 units. That's the most I ever put on is 5 to 6 units. I split my portfolio into 10. I use options for leverage. And through this, I am able to not only realize significant gains, obviously up over 180% for the year, but also sleep at night knowing that I never have full exposure at any time, and again, still realize significant gains. So don't let anybody tell you you've got to put your whole account out there and go all in and bullshit. All right, don't do that, in my opinion, okay? But anyways, guys, look, I'm looking and still waiting for a pullback. All right, I want it. I don't know if we're gonna get it. I think we are, all right? I think we're gonna get a little couple days shake, right? And that's all I want. I wanna break us down under the short-term moving average, react, see buyers step in and defend a level, okay, on the indices, and then push us back onto trend. And again, if they do that, our entire focus list will be popping off with triple R setups, and we'll look to close Q4 very strong, certainly gonna get us up over 200% on the year. Could even get a little crazy. I think we're gonna have a strong closeout to 2025, guys. So if this is not your first time, subscribe. All right, you're hanging out, you're coming back, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know that you are enjoying these. Modest start to this channel, but I am having fun, right? It's very new to me to be putting myself out there like this, but I have something of value to share and I'm enjoying doing it. So thank you if this is your second time. If it's your first, See you next time. All right, guys, look, control yourself, manage your risk. Let's go make some money.